Boom, boom. This is Kendra, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. All right, we got a little bit of soul land related today. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So we got a couple of things going on. First, we've got a triple S spirit soul. We'll go over that in a few minutes. But let's go ahead and go over the standard fare that we get. So we've got a standard weekend, compilation. Nothing much in terms of that. The weekly packs were pretty good. So we've got the active wheel, as always. Use it. You got to do it. Like I said, you can only miss like 3 times to get. You want to get the spider core if at all possible. Today's the last day for it, so as you can see, I managed to get all 24 this week. So the rewards in here are really good, so you should definitely try to do it. Weekly gift bag, pretty good. I've already got this fully maxed out, so I don't see really need to spend the diamonds on that. And you'll see why here shortly. I'm going to talk about the next events coming up. And then, of course, we've got Super Monday. So just make sure you log on Saturday and Sunday and you get the diamonds. It's about usually between 700 and 900 diamonds. So it's something that you want to take a look at. So the first event is, of course, Skydream Ice Worm. This is a triple S Spirit Soul. This is the second that they have released. The Yin Yang Chaos Bird was the first. It's very, very pricey, okay? I will say that. This right here, this was 10,000 diamonds is what this cost to get the 40 shards. This right here was 5,000. Okay, so this was 2,250. So as you can see, just in grabbing up the top 3 items on the actual thing are going to set you back 17,500 diamonds. So, but fortunately, I've been saving up. But yeah, these spirit souls were, the Yin Yang Chaos Bird was the same. It was very pricey. Okay, but they've also got this right here. So you want to make sure that you complete this so you're not finished. You want to get 30 of these. Okay. You need 50 diamonds, plus you need 5 of these so you need 30. So you need 150. These are gotten through the swipes. Okay, just sweep, 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 sweep until you've gotten 150, and then you're good. And of course, you want to continue sweeping. You can just get some of this other stuff in here. There's all kinds of really nice stuff in here. Okay, and do Soul Beast Invasion. Of course, you get the Divine Branches as well as the actual SS. I wish they would actually up this chest to SS. Have they? No, it's all SS. You do Soul Beast Invasions by standard. Whenever you sweep, you get, you draw the Soul Beast. So you're probably going to get this. If you don't worry about it. Okay, I'm going to do it simply because I like to have the Awakening Branches, the Awakening Divine Wood, because I'm going to be, of course, using that when we get when we bring in Hugh here in a few weeks. One of the nice things about this particular event is the fact that there is another event tied into it, and that is the actual festival. This is Easter weekend. Okay, so they do have a festival, which is what the Easter bunny, the bunny is for the eggs, as you can see. It's tied in with this. They've got some really good stuff in here as well too. Really, really, really good stuff in here. Unfortunately, it's paid, but if you want to get Hugh right now, you can, because they've got a max chest in here. Unfortunately, it takes 20 of the gorgeous Easter eggs to get this. You have to buy these. Okay, there's no way to get them. You have to pick them up right here. Okay, so you'd have to purchase them. Okay, but it might, if it's a chance to get you early, but let's face it, Monday or Tuesday, maybe even Wednesday, they're going to be throwing up the second event. That's going to allow you to get another, and then a few weeks after that, you're going to be able to get her for free. So I don't really see that you need to spend money on it. Getting her right now is not that important. I mean, it's going to be an advancement on the account, but I can wait a couple of weeks. It's not that big a deal. So, but they do have that in there, which is nice for those of that like to quote whale. We've got some other stuff in here. Again, a lot of it is pay. Okay, but it's a chance to get a lot of the nice stuff. You get some of the tickets here. You'll be getting the tickets in the login. I'll be on day 3. So don't spend any of this until the last day. You're only going to get The Gorgeous Sea, you're only going to get 4 of these. However, you will get some of the Easter plush bunnies. So wait till the 3rd day to actually make your determination as to what you want to purchase. But they do have a lot of good resources in here inside the exchange. Got some Spider Core if you want that, some Spirit Source, Heaven and Earth Essence, some of the Essence. None of the Triple S shards for characters or anything like that are in here, but they do have a lot of stuff to choose from. So you want to do some sweeping, get as much of the stuff as you can. You can get these actual the Easter plush bench. You can get these inside of, it says right in there where you can get them at, Solder City Soul Arena Grandmaster Match. So you can do those to get this, to make it. But most of it is just standard, standard Easter eggs, and you just get those from sweeping. So sweep away until you've got what you needed. We do have some SS Plus in here, which is nice, but yeah, there's really nothing Triple S in here. I was really hoping that they would give something that we could get Triple S, without having to shell it out, but it doesn't look like there's going to be any of that in here. It's going to be, you're going to have to pay with this, but go ahead and get what you can. Like I said, Skydream Ice Worm, it's a really good Spirit Soul, but yeah, it's pricey. Okay, you're going to have to spend 10,000, of course, on the straight up in the pack. Spirit Soul, so you're going to have to spend the 10,000 right here. Okay, and then you're going to have to spend another 1,500 diamonds along with 150 of the Easter eggs to get to age 30. But that's going to give you 50 and 30. That's going to give you 80. Okay, and then of course, as always, they have 40 actually. So that's 70, 40, and 30. And then in the log-on detail, log-on rewards, they threw another 10 on the first day here, giving you a total of 80. So you should be able to get 80 right here, okay, without having to spend it. And that's going to give you 30. The next event, they'll probably come up. You'll probably be able to get 20, and then on the 3rd event, you'll be able to snatch it up with the final 10. Sort of running it sort of like a character, even though it is actually a Spirit Soul. But the Yin Yang Chaosberg was an extremely powerful. I'm already utilizing it. Okay, I'm already utilizing this. Okay, so you definitely might want to look at growing this one up as well. It does have an interesting set. Okay, a lot of the times at the start of the egg, you see it parasitizes a brainworm egg and an iceworm egg on all enemy units, dealing damage to any 2 targets on the field, and increase the hatching progress of the brainworm by target about 20% as you increase these up. Okay, so as you level it up, you begin to get a little bit more effective. But as you can see, so it does damage over time. So it's got a DOD. Reduces damage received by 15% for 9 seconds when accumulated damage reaches more than 50% of the hit peak. All remaining damage is absorbed by the shield. The maximum damage will not exceed. So it absorbs the damage. Okay, I think, but this is only an effect that occurs on itself. However, if you look up here, it opens up a spirit sharing domain for 9 seconds, granting life reflection shield to all allied soul masters. So this applies to everybody, okay, on the actual and that's what it does. So you're not going to get a lot of damage out of this. This is more or less a survival. It gives you a nice little buff. Okay, all ice worm eggs will be hatched immediately. The damage of the worms will be enhanced by 10%. When the spirit showing ends, the host will die. Okay, and the progress of the brainworm eggs increased by 30%. So it's not a lot of damage. Okay, so but you want to put it on. It's an AOE target, so it does. You want to put it on somebody that's in a back line, which is of course where you'd want to put something like this. Anytime you have a life reflection shield, which grants life or a shield or a buff of any type of survival, you want to put it on the back line just so it doesn't get killed on the front line. But of course, this is a spirit soul, so this will be in effect all the time. So that's what you're doing. So it's not a, it's not a, it's not going to be a huge damage dealer, but it's definitely going to be for survivability. So if you're having trouble surviving, this might be one of the ones that you want to consider. Okay, and each of the upgrades is going to increase the life reflection shield's effects. Okay, so it's, you know, it's not bad. It says at the start of the battle, it puts the eggs on all enemy units. So it looks like it's going to hit everybody, dealing damage to any 2 targets on the field. So it hits everybody, but then it chooses 2 targets on the field and increases the hatching process. When it reaches 100%, it will parasitize to a brainworm on the target. The brainworm will survive for 6 seconds. So we've got about 6 seconds and deal 500% of the spirit soul's attack damage to the host every second. At the same time, it will devour the host's fury for spirit soul's use, which is very helpful. Fury reduction, of course, is definitely something that's useful. Devourment will change according to the host's current fury. It can devour up to 50 fury. That's not a whole lot of fury, but that will definitely slow things down. When the brainworm dies, it will leave a new brainworm on its host, so it's continuous. Okay, so once it's on, it's on. It looks like, because when it dies, it says it leaves a new brainworm. So I guess this is going to be constant damage. So once it hits and begins its effects, it looks like it's going to last the entire battle. It's not something that stops after a while. So it's, yeah, damage over time, and it looks like the entire time of the event. So that would change it. So yeah, while its base damage is not tremendous in one attack, it looks like it probably has a great amount of attack over a period of time. So that's definitely something that you want to consider. So this is definitely one of the best ones out there at this particular time that I could see. It's probably actually the best one. So I would probably put this on, definitely put this on one of your souls and begin utilizing it. Okay. So passive effect is when the brainworm dies, it will turn into a soul and attach itself to the Skydream ice worm. That's the spirit soul. Each soul will shorten the cooldown of the Skydream ice worm's ultimate skill by 2 seconds. Lasts for 8 seconds, up to 2 stacks. So that's good. It's going to be able to increase its effect. An inhaler reduces the attack of the enemy spirit soul by 10%. Interesting. So this is actually going to attack the other enemy's spirit soul. So that's interesting. I've never seen that before. Up to some of the combined defense of the heavenly by 30%, and then attack reduction. So this can conceivably suppress the effects of the other ice worm, but that's when you start getting up into the higher levels here. That's pretty nice. That is pretty nice. So yeah, it's a pretty good. It's definitely one of the best ones, if not the best one out currently. So you definitely want to get her and apply her to the actual to one of your spirit souls, and make sure that you utilize her. So I have to make a decision, because you can only have 2 spirit souls. Okay, so I'm gonna have to make a decision as to which one I want to go for. So currently I'm using these 2. I'm currently using the Giant Dragon Jin and the Yin Yang Chaos Bird is what I'm currently utilizing. You can only have 2 spirit souls for the team, so you know it conceivably might be better to just have to make a determination if she is enough to go ahead and make her 1 and 2. We'll be going into the SPs pretty soon. I got a feeling this is the only. I don't think we're going to see 4 Triple S Spirit Souls. I think this is the last Triple S Spirit Soul we'll probably see. I know they did enter 4 SS Pluses, but I don't think they're going to be able to enter 4 of these. Will be at the spaces which they introduce a new one. They'll be well into SP characters by the time that rolls out. So I don't think they're going to have enough time to enter 2 of them. They might enter 2 more, but we'll have to see. I'm hoping that they just switch straight to SP. Would be nice. But yeah, So Yin Yang Chaos Bird, and definitely one thing I do like about these is the fact that the transfer. One of the reasons that I'm using this right now is because I haven't maxed out its maximum inheritance. It have 2 stages of inheritance, and I had enough shards to max out both of those stages, and I still have some shards waiting to be used. So this is a chance to utilize all of the excess shards that you've been getting. I'm sure you've collected excess shards over the time. Well, once you max out a spirit soul, okay. So let's say that I've got Giant Dragon Jin maxed out, okay. Anytime I draw charts for any of these right now, I'm able to use those on the inheritance because these are all maxed out. You have to max out the spirit soul before you can utilize their souls on the inheritance or the triple S's. So they have to be maxed. If they're not maxed, you can't utilize them. If you use the shards from a non-maxed character, it goes to the character, and you have to use it on the character. It's not an option in the inheritance. So if you have to make a decision as to whether I would not continue building the SS pluses and the SS's. I would just throw those into one that you've already maxed out, so that you can start building the inheritance on the triple S's, because they're just not powerful. And it's the same with these. Choose one that's maxed, and you can utilize it against the inheritance. So that's why, as you can see, I don't have many shards left. I've got these simply because of the fact that I already maxed out Yin Yang Chaos Bird, the triple S, and it boosted it right up to the top in terms of damage. So that's, it's going to be the same with this as well. So once, I'll get it, and I'll start throwing these at it, and I'll be able to build up the inheritance fairly quick. It's not enough to max it out. It takes quite a bit of souls to actually do the maxing out. You need quite a bit of shards. But the good thing about it is I have all of these maxed out, so I don't have to worry. And I have this one maxed out, so I can start utilizing them from that way as well. So you can keep that in mind, and you'll be able to utilize those for the inheritance. Now, the triple S, it uses the SS shards for, so this uses SS shards. It does not interfere, this transfer does not interfere with the transfers on the SS pluses. The SS pluses use S shards. See, they use the S shards on it as the same application, maxed out. Any of the S spirit souls that you maxed out, if you throw these shards in there, you'll be able to add them and inherit them on the S pluses. Okay, so they're not used. You can't use the S's on the actual triple S's. It's only the others. So keep that in mind. But you should have a bunch of chests built up if you've been taking part in the events. I mean, there were several times where I took part in the event where I was unable to get anything new simply because of the fact that I'd already had the stuff completed. So I just got the shards, knowing that sometime in the future they would probably realize, hey, we've got a bunch of players that have a bunch of these SS and SS plus, chests in there, and they got all these shards. You can sell some of them to get some coinage, some stuff, but it's best to just give you some way to use them. So they made them to allow the inheritance effect. So I would definitely consider, if you do got a lot, consider it on that. They're both really good, the Yin Yang Chaos Bird and the Ice Worm. Okay, it's just preference as to which one you want to use. I'm probably going to try to use them both. Okay, because when I do my team, it shows that as being the most powerful. So, but that's because it's been 2 tiers of max. I mean, we're maxed out on the Yin Yang Chaos Bird. You're going to have the same, the same ability to max out that on the worm as well. So this was 2 tiers. Okay, it's 12, so 6, and there were 6 before this. So I assume it's going to be 12 on her, so another 6. Second level, 6, and you have 12, and that will probably make her, just like it did the Yin Yang Chaos Bird, it's probably going to make by maxing out the inheritance, it's going to make it more powerful than the SS pluses. A little bit more beneficial too. Okay, but you do want to build these up. Okay, if you can, at least make sure that you've got something for each of the team. Okay, because as you can see, we've got 2 triple S's, so you're going to need 2 SS pluses to put on somebody. So definitely pick 2 and max them out. Okay, and then once you've maxed them out, you can throw them into the inheritance. But you definitely want to make sure that you can max them out. So I'm tossing up right here between these 2. Okay, I have I'm just waiting and making a determination as to what this right here is going to go on Hugh. When I get Hugh, this is going to become placed on her, because Clear Sky is going to be moving out of the actual the team. So you want to make sure that you have 4 maxed out Spirit Souls, if you can. I mean, I've got maxed out down here, so I've got them, but I wanted to actually have a little bit more in terms of requests that I could do. So I'd like to have 2 SS pluses maxed out, and and then 2 triple S's working on them as I go up. They're going to be introducing SP Spirit Souls, so it's not like But when they start introducing the SPs, we're also should start seeing chests appear up for the triple S Spirit Souls a little bit more frequently. But I have not seen anything that indicates that it's going to be fast enough. It's still going to take a really long time to max these out. And the reason is they don't give you many shards. You only get like 20 shards each time. So I've still got 30 shards for this to take it up to get to finish out its first star. The only reason it's so powerful like right now is because I've got inheritance maxed out, which gives me this buff. I mean, that's 1.2 million, 1,269,000 attack. That's why it's #1, and that's because I've maxed out the inheritance. So even though it's not starred, it's just far more powerful because of the sheer amount of inheritance you get. Okay. I also like the fact that it does knock back, which will make this an extremely good soul for PvP. But yeah, so that's what. So I'm going to be able to do the same thing. So when I get the Ice Worm, I'll start working on the inheritance. Okay, and that'll buff it and buff it and buff it, buff it. If I get the inheritance up enough, it's probably going to end up being the second, or the third. It'll definitely be put on one of the main team. I've got to have another AoE attacker. I'm going to have Hugh, and I'm going to have, don't know at this point if it's what it's going to be, but it's going to be somebody that's going to be ranged, because I want to have 2 ranged. Okay, and then we'll make a determination at that point, and I'll probably put it on the other team, even if it's not quite that powerful, just simply because of the fact that one of the things you got to understand about between the SS pluses and the triple S is the fact that there's more. They give you more effects on a triple S. That alone is generally enough to make it more powerful than the SS plus, because you're getting more just by getting it. Where an SS, maybe had 1 or 2 effects. Okay, SS plus might have 3 effects, but a triple S might have 4 or 5 effects. As you can see by this Ice Worm, it plants those eggs at the beginning of the match, and then when they die, it produces another egg automatically. It doesn't even have to connect. So it's basically continuous. Immediately going to start applying damage, and it's going to apparently last through the entire battle, because it says when it dies, it generates another egg in its place. So it's never, that's damage, and it's going to be continuous. I also like the fact that it does attack the opposing team's Spirit Soul by reducing its attack. Okay, so that's that's a good plus too. So it's definitely going to be something that you definitely want to consider. So I would definitely participate in all the events to get it. Okay, get it. Throw your chests, remaining chests, if you didn't already throw them in the King Union Case Bird, throw them into it. Get that inheritance up, and even if it's not a star, it still might be the most powerful in your kit, as it is in my case, and then you can start utilizing it. Okay. So yeah, that's where we're at. But yeah, also got the lucky treasure up. This is standard. You know, you just draw. Always remember to do the tasks inside of here just to get the time essence right here, and you can get some of these when you do the 20 and 30. You can get those on the last two. Okay. Always good to have that. I didn't hit pretty good today. I think I just hit the branches today. I think is what I hit. Yeah, I hit the Awakening Divine Wood today. Okay. I actually did pretty good last time. I actually hit some of the actual chests and managed to get some shards and stuff for some of the characters. But you know, it's pretty much hit or miss. I mean, it is nice. There's a chest where you could actually get 30 shards, which would be really nice. If I could hit one of these, I'd be able to take up the Yin Yang Chaos Bird to a full star. But we still got got a couple of days. We'll be able to do it. So it's something different to look at. So we got the celebration, live stream, lucky treasure, and then a few things going on inside of the time limited. Okay, make sure that you do definitely partake in that. Okay, and that's pretty much everything. Like I say, hoard your shards, and then last but not least, as always, they seem to throw time limited buys up right when they've got a really expensive event going on. The last time I saw this, it seems like every time they have a Spirit Soul event, they throw up which is extremely annoying. Simply because of the fact that you're gonna have to shell 15,000, and then you're gonna have to sell like 17,000 to get all the shards for the spirit out of the Spirit Soul event. You know, I have a lot of diamonds, so I'll be buying a lot of this stuff because I've already purchased everything I need. Okay. But you know, it's just it's just a little bit annoying. These are all maxed out. This is not maxed out, but I've already got that. I did purchase the wings as well too. These are all maxed out as well too. And as I've mentioned before, I knew they were going to stick. See, as I told you, they're going to start becoming more prevalent. Okay, so start focusing on the SS plus herbs anytime you can. Okay, simply because of the fact that the SS plus herbs have a much higher base stat than the regular S herb. Okay, so even if you take an S herb up to SS plus, it's not going to be as powerful as a standard pure SS plus herb. So definitely start focusing on those. They're out there. Just keep looking for them. Okay. Spirit Essence. I'm probably going to hold off on the Spirit Essence because of the fact that I've already got 864 of them. You know, they were really used to be, it's like, ooh, we got to get the Spirit, but now it's a lot more common and a lot more prevalent. One of the ways that's become a lot more prevalent, it's no longer top tier. I mean, it's still an item that you need a bit of, but you can get it much easier. If you look inside the shop, they change the shops often, but if you look inside the shop, you'll see that there's new updates. You need to really check the shops out. I try to check them out at least once a month, just to make positively sure that as they introduce new items into these, you want to make sure that you do actually get and update your mode. And this is the reason you want to do that. Spirit Source is now available inside of the actual shop. So it's the only way you could get this before was by doing the battle. The wonder why you don't have to do that. You should do that, of course, because you can get a good hunk of spirit, but you can now get each of these. I think you can get 5 a day. It resets on a daily. They've got Doomstones in here as well. And as you see, I've built a bunch of Soulbone because you get a lot of Soulbone shards for A's and B's inside of the actual Beast Trial. Okay, each time you clear out each of these stages, you get 5 to 10 Soulbones. They're A's and B's. You don't need those anymore. So I go in and I dissolve them and get the coins. And now you can spend the coins on the Spirit Source, and you should be purchasing those each day. Okay, it's only 15. There's 5 of them. There are 3,000, so 15,000. If you're playing the Beast Trial, you should be getting enough coins to support this quite frequently. Okay, I'm even dissolving some of the. I'm even dissolving the S's. Okay, because I want to get the spirit source. But yeah, because spirit sources is needed. It's still needed. Okay, it's still needed to actually max. Put max. Enhancements on your actual soul bones. So there's right here. As you can see, I'm stacking it up. Okay, because I want to have triple S sets on everybody. So these are already triple S, so I'm not going to focus on those right now. I'm just waiting until we get Hue. And then I'm going to put this set is going to go into Hue. And then I'm going to take this set that's on Clear Sky and I'm going to put this on Evil Eye. And then I'm going to start maxing it out as well too, just like I have this one. And get all 4 main team members. We'll have a full triple S set of soul bones. And all main sets on a team will have SS plus herbs. And this is not an SS plus set. I made this an SS plus set by doing the actual enhancements, but I wanted to have, this is an actual SS plus base set. Okay, Red Sand Lotus, Snow Worm, and the Ginseng. These are all SS plus on building. Now you should have enough to make a couple of these sets right now. We had the blacksmith event, the Master Forge there a while back, and you could get you literally could have walked away with several hundred. I did. Okay, plus they have the Elder Tree event on the weekend, so they really made it. They've really made it to the point where you can get your hands on quite a bit of the actual shards. So I have 372. Okay, it takes 130 to make each of these sets. Okay, so it's going to take you 390, but I've already got some of the shards set up, and so I'll be able to make it. It won't be that difficult. Plus, I've got chests I can open up, so I'll be able to make a full set immediately. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with this yet. This was the gift that they had in that event a while back. So this is it's not enough to make one. So what I'm doing is I'm just holding on to it at this particular time. Okay, it's it's the triple S herbs. I'm hoping I'll get another chest, and maybe I'll be able to make one. I would definitely love to get a full set of triple S. But you have to understand, you do not the center does not activate unless you have all 3 of the herbs, and you can't mix and match because I tried. Okay, so you have to actually, so to have this set on ending right here, you have to have all of the actual 3 sets of the herbs. You can't put 2 SSs and then throw an S in here. It won't work. And you have to have all 3 of them to actually get the Precious Fragrance, which is the where you really get some of the greatest benefit from these. So if you look at these, permanently increases PvP damage 3%, dual def 40, attack speed 40, ravage. Okay, permanent increases damage by 6%, damage reduction by 6%. Okay, if you want to do anything inside of any type of PvP battle, you're gonna need this set. Okay, so that's what and it's nice that you can do it. They've made it really easy. But as you can see, just 113 million just from the Immortal Herb VP. Okay, so that's what it is. All right, so that's where we're at. So that's pretty much everything. Definitely enough to keep you humming. And we should see the Spirit Soul event. I will, of course, do an event in a few days. We should see her popping up, and we should be able to get the next shard. They normally introduce the next set of shards for her like a week, and then it'll probably be another 2 weeks before we actually see the new character. And then, of course, then we'll be able to make Hue at that time. We'll do a video. It'll probably be a long video, probably close to an hour. But we'll max out Hue, max out her armor, swap some weapons around, and put her on her. But I'm expected to I should be breaking 20 billion at that time. So definitely the next thing, and it should make it a little bit more powerful in terms of the battles. Going up against other players that have an 18 billion, I usually win, but there's sometimes I don't. Sometimes because there's some of the other teams that are using more triple S's than I am. The fact of the matter is, Clear Sky's not doing much damage at this particular time. I mean, when he came out, he was OP, but he's not anymore. Okay, So he's basically almost dead weight at this particular point in terms of damage. When I check out my stats, I see very little damage from him. It's not surprising. We're into the triple S's, and he's only an SS. So SS plus. So there's really not a whole lot you can do in terms of that. But he's going to be replaced. So once we have Hugh in there, the SP killer knocking down people, I think we'll be a lot more proficient in eliminating enemy teams. All right, so definitely want to make sure that you're in a guild. As always, you definitely want to be participating. And the actual treasure pot, it's that speed race was up. We took second, we took second again. So it is what it is. We're not going to be able to beat divination. They just got we have more people, but they are just, I mean, they've got some several hundred billion BP. So it's definitely not something that we're going to be able to beat anytime soon. But we're giving them a battle. We're close. We're getting there. But yeah, so it's pretty fun. But definitely participate. You should get a lot of diamonds. Okay, so just make sure you participate. And that's all I got. All right, so again, thanks a lot for watching. Remember to subscribe. Once you subscribe, you'll see a bell. Click on it, you get notified each time I drop a video. This is Kendrick coming at you from the corner, signing out.